All right, so this is probably going to be a pretty long video, but there's 5 ways or 5 reasons that women will weaken and emasculate men that they get into relationships with. I truly believe that this is their hardwiring. They just do these things naturally or automatically, and you have to be aware of this, okay? So the reason for this that men don't know, okay, like what is the reason that they do this? What is the reason or why is it that they will weaken and emasculate men that they are in a relationship with? Here's why. You agreeing to committing or to a relationship in the first place automatically signals that you are saying, hey, I really like you. Okay? This is what you have to know. By you being in a long-term monogamous relationship where you are not dating any other women, this is automatically what it's going to signal. Hey, I really like you, which translates into, hey, you are the best that I can do, which now potentially will make hypergamy less satisfied and she questions if she can do better. So once this has been signaled verbally or with your sub communication, you need to expect to be treated worse. Okay? We're going to get to what are the 5 reasons or the 5 ways that women will weaken you in this relationship in just a little bit, but this is what you have to know right now. When you have signaled this verbally or with your sub communication, meaning your vocal tone, your mannerisms, how you smile at her, how often you're wanting to see her, as soon as you have basically signaled, hey, I really like you, you need to expect to be treated worse. Women don't like the men who commit to them. I'm going to say that one more time. Women don't like the men who commit to them. And you're going to notice that her romantic interest in you will decrease. Okay? So her hardwiring is constantly seeking strength from you to give her reasons why she should still be with you. This is another thing that men don't understand. The reason why I'm telling you this, the thing that men don't know, is because most men have lived their whole lives believing that if you're in a relationship with a woman, there's an expectation of love, or there's an expectation that the woman you're with is going to make an effort or attempt to treat you well. Okay? This couldn't be further from the truth. By you committing to her, she starts to like you less. So this is why I'm telling you, as soon as you commit to her, you need to just expect to be treated worse, which is why I'm telling you, women like the men who don't want them. Okay? So her hardwiring is constantly seeking strength from you to give her reasons why she should even be with you in the first place. So these are things, okay, that she won't do. This is what you have to know. These are a few things that she will not do. She will not just automatically love you for you or love you unconditionally. She will not automatically just be super supportive of who you are and what you do and what your personality is like. And she will not be caring. She's not just going to be caring just to be caring. Like, she's not going to say, oh, how can I be really kind and sweet today? Naturally, her hardwiring is going to say, how can I test this man? How can I make sure that I can potentially make him feel inadequate? How can I potentially create insecurities or jealousy in him? How can I make him feel not worthy of me? That way, I have reason to leave him and try to seek somebody better. This is how a woman operates in a relationship. So, these are things that she will not do. She will not be loving to you, supporting, or caring. Now, what she will do, okay, or what she will attempt to emasculate, manipulate, and control you. Well, why would that be? Because her nature, okay, her nature is to weaken you, okay? I'm going to say that one more time. Her nature is to weaken you. So, all this happens, or this all happens, okay, emasculation, manipulation, and control. Her nature is to weaken you, all while denying that this is even going on in the first place. And see, this is the highest form of female manipulation, is when there is denial that this is even happening, because it's all covert, it's all hidden. You're not able to just see it automatically by looking at it. You have to really think about these things, and you have to notice how she's moving and how she's operating and why she's saying the things that she's doing and why she is creating all of these potential arguments and all of this stuff, okay? So if you fall for it, like if you fall for this, you actually believe that this isn't happening. If you fall for it, it gives her reason to leave you. So now that we got that out of the way, we have to cover another prerequisite step, okay? Women will only respect and submit to the men that they cannot emotionally control, emasculate, or manipulate. I'm going to say that one more time. Women will only respect and submit to the men that they cannot emotionally control, emasculate, or manipulate. Now, this is why the player or the bad boy is deemed by society to be lost with no path. Okay, so this is what you're going to hear just naturally as you age. The player is automatically going to be deemed by society to be bad or to be lost with no path. People are going to say things like, oh, the bad guy won't just settle down and be with one woman, or he will never grow up because he wants every woman that, he can get. Maybe he's out at the bar, or he's constantly trying to entertain this option or that option. So this is how society will basically craft a narrative that the bad boy is just lost with no path and he'll never be satisfied with a relationship with just one woman. Now, this is complete BS. The truth that you're going to see the more you date and the more relationships you get in as you get older is this is the only man that women consistently have real desire for and respect, because he is the only one who does not go weak for her beauty and he does not fall to the manipulation. He constantly prioritizes himself first and his own dating life first, and he exercises abundance of options just like women do. Because of that, she respects him more. This is what you're going to find. So all the other guys will look at him and they'll think, oh, this dude's lost with no path, or, he's just out randomly, doing whatever he wants every Saturday night out at the bar or whatever. But women look at it much differently. Women have way more respect for this guy because he didn't fall for the manipulation and the control that women try to exercise subconsciously over you in a relationship. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, the player creates space and distance so she can't manipulate him because he doesn't take the relationship seriously. I'm going to read that one more time. The player creates space and distance so she cannot manipulate him because he doesn't take the relationship seriously. He doesn't care if he doesn't hear from her for 2 weeks. He doesn't care if he never sees her again because he has options and because he's just living his life. He prioritizes probably eating and sleeping and drinking, and that's it. So because of that, she automatically thinks, wow, life is good to this guy. Wow, this guy doesn't have to try very hard. Wow, for whatever reason, this guy seems to not have to put in any effort. He must be pre-selected. Look how good life is to him. Okay, keep that in mind. So now that we've got all that out of the way, what is number one? The first way that women weaken you is by getting you to take the relationship seriously in the first place. This is the first way that a woman weakens you in a relationship or starts to emasculate you, is she convinced you that this is serious in the first place and it's something more than just words, when in reality it isn't. So she knows that her emotions, here's what I mean by this, okay? Why is this the first thing that I'm going to describe? Okay, the first way that women weaken you is by getting you to take the relationship seriously. I'm going to focus on this word right here, seriously. The reason why you can't do this is because she knows that her emotions change by the hour, so deep down, she's laughing at you that you would even take this seriously in the first place. Deep down, she's laughing at you that you actually think that this means something. And for every single second that you keep believing in this relationship, her desire will keep fading and exiting as she continues to keep manipulating you. So this is reason number one. This is the first way that women weaken you. Now, let's move on to this column, okay? Women are always looking to deceive you to get you to change your behavior by giving you the illusion of femininity. Notice, femininity right here, this is an illusion, okay? So here's what happens. She will appear sweet, loving, and nice, especially in the beginning, to do one thing. She wants you to lower your guard. Now, as you lower your guard, you think to yourself, wow, I found a woman I can love. I think that one day I'll be able to love her. Okay? So, here's what you have to know and here's what you have to understand. The second way, or the second reason why women attempt to weaken you, is because they know that it's a turn on when a man can outsmart her at her own game. So she thinks that it's hot, that no matter what she does, you don't care or you don't react. I'm going to read this one more time. The second reason why women attempt to weaken you is because they know that it's a turn on when a man can outsmart her at her own game. So she thinks it's hot when no matter what she does, you don't care and you don't react. So this is my belief. This is my opinion right here. I'm going to tell you in just a second. When I woke up today, I thought about this, and this is just my opinion. Okay, it's just my belief. I believe that God didn't intend for man to spend large amounts of time with women. This is what I believe. Because the longer you're with her or spending time with her, the more she attempts to get the power in the relationship and make you feel inadequate and emasculate you. So this is what you're going to notice. The more time you spend with a woman, the more her desire fades. Because once again, by you being there by her, you're revealing your interest level. And women truly only like the men who don't want them. So keep that in mind. Now let's move on to point number 3. Point number 3, okay, the third reason or the third way that women will weaken or emasculate you, number 3, is by acting like she is repulsed by you, even though you're the man that she's dating or you're dating her and she's with you. Like, think about that for a second. Even though you guys are together, she's going to act like she's repulsed by you. And this is going to cause a lot of confusion because you're going to be sitting there thinking, well, why are you with me? Why did you agree to date me in the first place? Why did you want to be with me? Why did you start sleeping with me? Why did you like me in the first place? What value were you trying to obtain from me that made you pick me as a man in the first place? This is what you're going to be thinking. So she's going to start to act like she's repulsed by you, even though you're dating her. Now, here's what I have came to realize. The biggest thing, okay, the biggest thing that she wants you to feel is inadequate. This is what she deep down wants. She wants you to feel inadequate, and I'm talking about inadequate in all ways. She wants you to feel like you're not tall enough. She's going to want you to start to feel like you're not good enough in bed. She's going to start to feel like she's going to want you to feel like you don't make enough money. Inadequate in all ways. Inadequate in the bedroom. Inadequate with your personality, or even what you're going to notice is just like the sentences that come out of your mouth, even just you speaking or you communicating. She's going to start to act like she's disgusted just by even being by you or hearing you speak. And this is what a lot of men experience in marriages and in relationships, is women typically do not treat men well that they are in a relationship with. By you getting into a relationship with her, she will typically start treating you very poorly. And I don't think that men talk about this very much, but it needs to be said because men are unaware of this. So women will always try to emotionally manipulate a good man. Very rarely, if ever, are you going to really find a woman who finds a good man with good morals, expectations, standards, and principles, and she respects him. She will typically look at him as judgmental or something is wrong with him, which is why he believes in all this stuff, and now her desire level will go down. So women will always try to emotionally manipulate a good man. The reason being is because she wants to destroy your strength and your masculinity and your power that you have within yourself, the power day to day to continue on, whether that be in your career or your life in general, the strength to keep moving and building things for yourself and being strong and capable. She wants to destroy this, okay? So it is very smart for all of you to realize this one thing. You can never give your strength to a woman. You only want to give your strength to yourself every day and prioritize you, and you want to give your strength to God and make sure that you are serving the right path and the right purpose for you. This is very important. So loving her is okay, but what you're going to find is that falling in love is completely unacceptable. I'm going to say that one more time. Loving her is okay, but falling in love is completely unacceptable, because once you've fallen in love, you have now exposed yourself to female manipulation and emasculation, and she's going to use those emotions against you. Now, point number 4. Number 4, or the fourth reason why she wants to weaken you, is because she feels entitled to a better option. What women are constantly going to be looking at is romance movies, romance novels, other guys on social media, and she's going to not only compare you to all of them, but she's also going to compare herself. So what you're going to find is women are constantly comparing themselves to other women and the relationships that other women appear as if they have. Now, a lot of times when other women appear or give the appearance that their relationship is perfect, a lot of times that's just for social media too. And that guy is actually experiencing all these same things too. They're just not talking about it. But women are constantly comparing themselves, and her hypergamy is never satisfied unless she's lusting the bad boy who won't commit to her and who sees other women. I'm going to say that one more time because this needs to sink in. Her hypergamy is never satisfied unless she is lusting over the bad boy who will not commit to her, and this is the guy who sees other women. Because she cannot get him to change, and because she cannot get him to commit to a relationship, she will respect him, and she will oftentimes keep sleeping with him because he appears stronger than everybody else or all of the other options that she had who just wanted to commit to a relationship right away. So this is why you committing in the first place lets her know that you're not pre-selected. Or what it's also going to tell her is that you view her as the best option that you can get, which is why you're committing in the first place. So you committing says, yes, this is the best that I can do. That's what you committing says. So do not let this happen. Now, my final point that I want to make is this. Point number 5, or the 5th reason why women will weaken you, is because you actually are a man who is a good man. And what that means is you have morals, you have a standard, and you overall are good. Like, you as an individual, you are a good man. What you're going to find is that your morals, your values, and your standards will decrease her romantic interest in you. Now, whether you think that this is good or bad, right or wrong, it doesn't make it any less true, because in your own dating life, this is what you're going to see happen in your relationships as well. So when you're a good man with good values and good standards, she'll claim that you're judgmental, okay? She'll think that you think that you're better, and she's going to use that against you, and she'll oftentimes make a claim that your energy just ruins the vibe of everything. Or why do you take everything so seriously? So what you're going to notice is the guy that women are actually sleeping with, these guys oftentimes don't care at all. These guys have no standards. They have no sets of values, nothing. Okay, women give their best desire or their romance in the bedroom to men who don't care about anything. And that means here's the vibe and the aura that he gives off. She can see him whenever. He has no standard. He doesn't care what she does in her free time. He's not controlling. He doesn't care if she posts on social media a type of picture that would typically make a boyfriend get mad or jealous. This guy doesn't care about anything. And she finds that a turn on because he seems so self-centered that he only cares about himself and his own pleasure. And because of that, she keeps coming back to him because he truly doesn't care. So she might even complain about this type of guy, but you're going to notice that this is the type of guy that she keeps coming back to because that's who she's drawn to. So your values will be used against you. And she's going to leverage manipulation to say that you're controlling, or you think that you're better than everybody, or you think that you just have all the answers because of your standard, or you're judgmental, or something like that. And then she's going to give you all those reasons why she no longer has romantic interest in you, even though you're the exact same guy. Like, truthfully, think about this. You're the exact same guy that she met day one. So I've been helping a lot of guys with this, and I've been helping them learn, understand, and master the language of women. We now have over 1,400 guys inside of this community learning this process. And since I'm watching this community grow every single week, I advise you to join us inside of that as well, because if you think that these presentations are good and you think that these presentations are really in depth, you should see how far I go and how far I take this in my actual process that I call the language of women, when I give guys a step-by-step framework to use inside of my own community. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.